Hey, what's up guys? It's Ben 10,000 of yugioh, your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh! Superhero. And today guys, I have another episode of the Structure Deck Wars. If you don't know what that is, this is my ongoing experiment to determine what is the best structure deck in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! And on our last episode, we had Soul Burner versus Rocket Revolt, and the Dragons took it. Like I said in that video, I guess the Salamangreats just couldn't bring the heat. I know, that was a horrible joke, let me address this real fast. I did make a teeny weeny little mistake in the Salamangreat structure deck last time, but it was actually, I actually gave them a buff by accident. I gave them their Sunlight Wolf. The video I used to get the information for the structure deck, the guy was making his own deck from the structure deck, so that's where the confusion happened for me, because I record these videos on a rather late in the evening, and sometimes I'm a little tired, and no matter how much coffee I drink, it's just never enough to keep me awake. Anyway guys, so this is how we do this. We have this little conversation in the front. I'll have some replay footage in the middle for the current matchup, which is Dragunity versus Master Pendulum. And then at the end, we'll talk about the structure decks that lost and won and why that is. So, without further ado, guys, let's see which one's going to take it. Will it be the knights that ride dragons in the canyon? Or will it be or is Yuya's fan favorite pendulum deck going to be the one that walks with the W? Let's go find out! There you have it, guys. This one, well, I wouldn't say this one's a stomp, but this one was not a close matchup either. Our Dragunity guys, as much as I love the Dragunities, you know what? I'm impressed that they made it this far. I really am, especially for a 5Ds deck. But unfortunately, the big reason why Dragunities lost this matchup is because they don't have their best cards. especially because if you'll notice, the Dragunity's structure deck doesn't have any synchros. A lot of the cards that they use their support are just outdated. It's a very older strategy too. As you guys know, excuse me, Dragunities are a synchro based deck now. Well, I mean, and they've always have been, but they have an alternative strategy, and that is to equip dragons and make big monsters. So the idea of this structure deck was you were trying to use your boss monsters, Leviathan and Mistletoe here, to make them big by using cards like United We Stand, Mage Power, Dragon Mastery. These cards were basically designed to make these guys big through equipping, and then of course your idea was to equip them with like the smaller dragons, like for example like Brandstock, so it could attack twice, or Corseska, so you could gain pluses off of your battles. So that was the core strategy of this deck. But if we come over to the Pendulum deck, that just wasn't going to work against them. Now, looking at the Pendulum deck, like, this is obviously very Yugioh inspired. That's why you see a lot of Performa Pals and things like that. But this deck just had a lot more going for it. For one thing, Pendulums now have the ability to at least, or and when they first came out, it was extremely rampant. But now they have the ability to recur a boss monster back, which Odd Eyes is a recurable boss monster. He's not as big as, say, Arma Leviathan, but he doesn't have to be. Recurrent, just constantly recurring to that resource is powerful, and that's what makes Pendulums so good, even by today's standards. When we're under a link format and going into Master Rule 5, let's face it, Pendulum decks aren't going to get weaker. They're going to get stronger, because they're just going to be able to take their monsters and make the other types of monsters in their Master deck. Also, that was another advantage. Now, that didn't happen in our replay footage, and we didn't really see them utilize these guys, but they could have. That's the thing. They could have used them. On top of that, the deck's really well built. It's got Monster Hate and Spell Hate using the Dragon Pit and Dragon Pulse Magician. We also have more Spell Hate with the Lightsworn Sorceress. We have this deck has its own Stratos, which, for the record, I'm still confused as to why Skullcrobat Joker is banned. I thought we all agreed that Stratos-like cards aren't a big deal in the game anymore. So, I digress. The Skullcrobat Joker, and we still get to use it for the Structure Deck Wars, and it's still a viably powerful card. We also kind of have a way to do the same thing there with the Salutiger, because if I recall correctly, yeah, if he destroys a monster in battle, you get to add a Performa Pal Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand, which we have quite a few of those. We also have a Rhoda with Pendulum Call. We have, like, Sacred Sword 7 stars. We have a good chunk of level 7 monsters here. We also have another Rhoda-like card, because some of our Pendulum monsters are also normal monsters. We have Monster Reborn-esque cards. We have stall cards. This structure deck's really well built. I'm not surprised that it's actually gone this far. As to whether it's, better than the other structure deck, that remains to be seen, but yeah, I'm pretty impressed. So, one of the Pendulum decks is for sure going to the top 8. So, guys, I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. If you're enjoying the Structure Deck Wars, make sure you drop me one of these. Let me know that you're enjoying them. I know I've been cutting some edits a little bit in these videos. The reason why is because I have to get them out faster, because I have some good news coming soon. So, but I don't want to tell you guys until things are more official. So, all I'm going to say is keep your fingers crossed that what I'm going to try to do is going to work. If certain schedules align, you'll see some really cool stuff. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. I'm Ben 2000 yugioh. I'm your friendly neighborhood Yu-Gi-Oh superhero, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.